hands. I want to see the clapping emoji as we welcome Mr. Abdul Hakim A. Abdul Karim. Oops, did I mix it up? Okay, welcome. Welcome. Are you here?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Please confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Good evening once again. I see a lot of people daring my name. So I am everywhere tonight. That's amazing. Please, my direct link was shared out to join in. That's for people that we're not able to register. You registered and some way, somehow, you didn't get the invite. So as you join in, please feel free to just update the name so it's reflecting your name and we know you're here on the call and we're not having a lot of Abdul Hakim Abdul Karim. Once again, good evening, and I hope you had an amazing day. It's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Well, the unfortunate thing is a lot of people are not excited that it's Friday. Personally, I came across a lot of people that were disgruntled today. And why is this? The nation as we face and see today, there's a lot of adversity that we are facing as people. So how do you push forward? How do you break bounds? How do you ensure that that big aspiration of yours, that big dream is still achieved? This is the reason for the theme for today. And the fortunate thing is we have beautiful minds that will be elaborating on this theme. We have a keynote speaker and we have a panel discussion that will tell us more about this. But skills to gold, what is skills to gold? Skills to gold, it's about you living your full potential, you living your full dream, you living to the fullest of who you can be from your passion. Everybody has something they're passionate about. And the skill to gold came into existence this year, March to be specific, 2023. I believe that every individual, every person, every being has that's one thing that they're really passionate about. If you're passionate about it, if you care about it that much, it can earn you a living. Not just a living, it can earn you a legacy. It just depends on how much effort you're willing to put into this to bring this to reality. Then there's the saying of the nation is not friendly, the economy is not friendly, having funds is not easy to come by. That is adversity. How do you push through this bounds? How do you push through these challenges? How do you push through this everything that you have to push through to get your desired destination? That is adversity. How do you push through and get the gold? It's gold. You have the gold, but in its raw form, it's not as valuable. How do you mine and ensure you convert to what will be valuable to you and people around you? That's a skill to good, and that's what we are all about. Building a legacy from that passion of yours. It's what we are about. But tonight, we'll be talking about adversity, and we have beautiful minds to talk on this. There will be lots of time for us to connect and ask questions. So please feel free, get your pen, get your paper, write a lot of questions down. I am also here to learn this evening. So thank you very much for having me, and back to you, our able facilitator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. You have met our wonderful host. Thank you, Toastmaster and leader, Abdul Hakim Abdul Karim. All right, so now that you have heard his opening remarks, I have the honor and privilege of inviting, this is about skills to gold. And when you're chasing gold, no time to waste. We have to go straight into the meat of the matter. All right, so let me call it up. Our keynote speaker for today is no ordinary man. He is the former chairman of the United Nations Pensions Fund, an outstanding Toastmaster and the past president of Topaz Toastmasters Club. He is going to be giving us the keynote address today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Soji Adeniyi to give us the keynote address. Are you here, Mr. Soji?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening,
Awesome.
everyone. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope to be able to share a bit of knowledge in the next 10 minutes or so that have been allotted for the keynote, and hopefully the panel will have more insight into what we're discussing this evening, which of course affects each and every one of us. So first, let me see if I can share my screen so that I could be able to connect with everyone in a few slides. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so let's be sure that I have right to share the screen.
Yes, you have the co-hosting right, sir. You can share screen.
Okay, good. So let's try again.
Yes, we see it now.
Okay. That's good. So let's go. I thought severally when this topic was shared with me a couple of days back to see how best to approach it, knowing fully well that we would have different group of people in the room, perhaps with different mindsets also towards the current situation that we face as a nation, especially in Nigeria. I initially told my brother and friend Akim that I probably would not be able to join, but because I am out of the country at the moment. But I again looked at it as a virtual event. So I mean, wherever you had, that's probably one of the advantage that COVID has helped us to realize. We've all moved online, and then nowadays it's become that there's no hiding place. So wherever you are, you can connect, which is also another opportunity for all of us to be able to earn, even when we are not physically present and necessarily in the room or around the table. So long as we are one connection away, we can definitely make a difference. So to start with, let's look at what adversity quotient is all about. The definition says that it's the ability to navigate and cope with adversity, challenges effectively. The key word there is effectively during difficult and emotionally challenging moments. And that's where we have a problem. A lot of people are going completely berserk because of challenges around and cost of fueling cars, cost of transportation, Uber to one point and the other, both fares have all gone up, and you're wondering how you're going to cope. Several organizations are reducing the number of working days and asking people to work from home. Even when you're asked to work from home, you still have to think about the data cost. You have to think about electricity while you're home. So there's no easy way to coping with the current challenges that we all face. But there must be some approach that we could use. And the adversity quotient leadership in the last couple of years have been looking at what exactly is the quotient and how does it affect the way we deal with the situation around us. 4 core components have been established to have direct relationship with how we deal with adversity. The first is emotional intelligence, and a lot of us are quite vast in this area because we have come to realize that the EI is as important, if not more important, than other types of quotients such as the other measures of intelligence, like other areas in which we find ourselves. But to cut it short, and because this is just a 10-minute presentation, I would not dwell so much on each component, but I would deal with the relatability of it to allow us to see what it is that we are into and how we can run around it. The second one being resilience, and which I believe is, almost the most important, which is your ability to bounce back, irrespective of the challenges that you temporarily face as things happen around you rapidly. Your adaptability, is also another very important element, which is your measure of being able to quickly adapt to changes and rapidly changing situations in order to build further capacity to handle adversity. And the most important, if you ask me, is the resourcefulness, which is the foundation. How resourceful are you to ensure that no matter what happens within the high space, the adaptability space, the resilience space, your level of resourcefulness will probably make the difference in building a strong AQ. And if you ask me again, one of the things that a lot of us need to understand, and I believe that Skills to Gold is aiming to address this issue for us, is to understand that money is no longer the measure of wealth. Time is a new measure of wealth, and how you sell your time effectively is what really would make a difference, whether you are AQ smart or you are completely non-resilience proof. So we need to really, really watch out for time, because time seems to be free. It's the same that is given to each and every one of us, the rich and the poor. And the more we manage it effectively to ensure that these 4 components reflect how we spend and share our time, will really make the difference. So to unlock the AQ, there are 10 strategic opportunities that we have. First is to be able to build our resilience, because until we have resilience, including the ability to continue to thrive, even in difficult situations, we might not be able to unlock our adversity quotient. Same thing with emotional intelligence. We can't say that's enough, because that is what builds relationships. That is what sustains relationships. That is what enables us to connect with what some people call destiny helpers, because that's probably needed more than anything else at times like this. It's the same thing with adaptability. I can't explain it more than I have. Resourcefulness, which are all core components. And then you come down to continuous learning, part of the things that we're doing this evening, to learn and unlearn some of the things that we thought we knew. Then goal setting, of course, each and every one of us is familiar with this. How do we do it in such a way that in difficult times like this, we can still achieve as much as we would have been achieving at this adversity not affected us all? So how do we set measurable goals, smart goals that can take us to our destination? How do we keep vision boards alive despite the fact that our visions are getting blurry? So those are things that we need to. Then financial literacy. How do we turn around, from a consumer to borrow that was from recent electoral space to productive people, such that we can transform our environment, transform our thinking, and then become financially buoyant to be able to overcome more adversity. How do we think positively despite all the negativities that are hitting at us? Abdul Hakim just told us about how very unhappy a lot of people are knowing that fuel went from 530 when I left Nigeria last week. I'm hearing it's over 600 naira today. And people are calling me to ask. My staff were saying, oh, we ran generator all through the day and all of that. So it's 25,000 naira for fuel, it's 80,000 naira for diesel. And I'm wondering, where is all this costs going to, be accounted for in our cost of operations. But what do we need to do? So I'm thinking, how am I going to solve the problem? And guess what? Each time that I'm thinking about it, solutions begin to show. And I'm, eager to experiment with these solutions. Even from here, I'm already calling on people to look at the possibility of converting my fuel generator to LPG operated. I'm thinking, as fast as I can to move and adapt to the new changing situation, including new skills that I thought that I probably wouldn't have. I'm already going sometimes, next week to go and see some factories there to see what they're doing with gas operations and see if there are lessons I can learn or even new skills that I can get and bring back in order to be able to invest in that particular part of the area. So there are opportunities. Just as when policies and laws are happening around us, we need to understand that opportunities are also coming. The policy on withdrawal of petroleum subsidy would mean that people will need to move to alternative energy sources. So if you are not fully engaged, this is the time to get involved in other skills such as renewable energy. Even if you're not a technical person, selling of those equipments and appliances might be something you want to start doing on your part-time. Research them and find out how the new laws and the new policies can be used to your advantage. Educational activities like the one that we're doing now are things that are coming to you for free for now, but there are areas where you can also learn on what you need to do in order to transform yourself from where you used to be where you really want to be in the years ahead. Technological advancements in environment, just like what I just mentioned about petrol generators being made to use LPG gas, means that there are people who are already bringing in those equipment. Are you going to import the carburetors that are adapting gas to fuel and fuel to gas and all of that? It's something that you want to even learn how to fix and identify neighbors who have them and begin to earn extra income from that, rather than just complaining about, the fact that it's so expensive to do this. Are you going to think of buying a bicycle and ride your way to and from work? You become healthier in that space, and you also, become an advocate in that area, and you can even begin to, introduce that to some of your colleagues and friends, and then make money in the process by, helping them to acquire them and all of that. So there are things that you need to do that you need to begin to acquire as fresh skills now, and then we know that you are, all set to do what you need to do. So finally, between policies and laws, educational activities, as well as asking questions constantly through networking, through spaces such as what we just went through, there will always be opportunity. Adversity, as they say, it's not loaded in anyone's exclusive backyard. No, it's distributed all around the world, and so long as we are alive, we will always go through it. Sometimes it's economic adversity like the nation is going through, but most times it is individual adversities. I left the UN after 21 years, when it occurred to me that there must be more to life than just earning, a good salary. There must be things that we can do that will transform the environment, the life, the people that we meet, and the skills that we already attained can be used more effectively. I was a survivor of the UN house bombing, for instance, and after that experience, in adversity, it occurred to me that I could have been any of the 21 colleagues that didn't make it in that particular situation, and what would I have done differently? And I started to say, no, there are much more things that I want to do. So I reversed the adversity at that point and began to look at other things that I wanted to do. And here I am today, no regrets at all, with all that I've been doing and continue to do. So I want us to understand that we could have general adversities such as we have now. You could have individual adversities that can actually challenge your thinking, challenge your life. You could be given, a result from a doctor that is not favorable. Your parents or some loved ones could be in very difficult circumstances. I do recall when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I left work for 1 year just to take care of her. And I was so happy I took that decision, because after 1 year of taking care of her, doctors had given her 3 months to live. She ended up living close to 3 years from that sacrifice that I made. So adversity, adversity, adversity. We need to build more adversity resilient young people as we move Nigeria forward. Everyone thinks only about Japa without even understanding that within the Japa land itself, I see them on the streets here in the UK and the US and in Canada, and some of them wish they had gone back home. So let's think through what that means for each and every one of us, and hopefully we'll be able to do much better. So finally, in conclusion, I need to ask you a few questions. What's the reason for attending this conference or this event? And I hope that by the end of this event, you would have taken sufficient notes in order to spur you into action on building your own resilience. The final question from me would be, what will be your reaction, or what would be your position in the likely event that your resilience is tested tonight, tomorrow, or the day after? What would you do differently, having learned some of the processes and some of the thinking behind all of this? So congratulations to each and every one of you that is here to listen, and let's hope that the panelists will also be able to add more insight into some of these nuggets that I've shared so far. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of us.
Wow, thank you so much. That is such a rich, was it 10 minutes? It felt like such a lot to squeeze into that little bit of time, and so much food for thought. Very, very apt. I know a lot of people have been really just grumbling under the pressure of everything that's going on. So this is so on point.
Thank you.
I want to express the gratitude, but I have someone who has more capacity to do it on our behalf. So I want to call upon Toastmaster Izu Samuel, a wonderful speaker, a leader, a mentor of many, who is also here and who has also listened to this rich and amazing keynote speech. Toastmaster Izu, would you please do us the honor saying thank you to our keynote speaker?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Tolu. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm very proud of you. In a very simple word and acknowledgement, I would say that you were amazing, lady. And to Mr. Adeniyi, that was a very mind-blowing presentation to the best of my own knowledge. I liked the fact that you pointed out a couple of situations the nation is facing, and those situations are enormous. And even the blind can see the realities of those situations. The deaf could hear those, the sound coming from these situations. And thank you for coming from the angle as a father, as an experienced person, to speak to our mind and our souls. I think this is one of the best ways to have started such an intelligent and brilliant event put together by Abdul Karim. Having stated this, there is something very important that we all must also do to respect the keynote speaker and the organizer of this event. Toastmaster Adeiza has put this event together. And the objective for putting this event together is very simple. The concept is for every one person here this evening to be able to see reasons why they should be able to convert their skills into a gold. In today's society, Nigeria, we see that there are lots of chaotic situations, but there are those opportunities. Those are opportunities, and this is what this event is all about. Adeiza is doing a lot here and across, putting such events together, helping young people, helping adults, building communities, and helping people to export the concept of their ideas into relatable sold products and all of those. So if you can hear my voice this moment, please, even after this event, do well to engage Adeze. He is an expert in this industry, and he's someone that I can endorse anywhere, anytime, to be able to help you to move your skill from a place to the point where you can make some amount of money out of it. And please, the final thing I'm going to say here is this. Adeza is running a course. He's running programs. And those programs are very keynote programs. Do well to reach out to him. Personally, I have paid thousands of dollars to get empowered. So I know the meaning and the importance of getting to be trained. Whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Germany, you're in the UK, the US, it doesn't matter at all. Knowledge is a universal asset. So feel free to reach out to Adeza. Please, Adeza, before you go, please ensure you share your social media handles. Let's support Adeza. I'm here today. I wasn't even expecting to say a word. I'm here to learn. I'm with my pen and my paper here to learn from the best minds here. I see the greatest minds here. DTM Stella George, a lot of great people are here. So I'm here to learn, like the students of the students who would always want to learn anytime, any day. So I just thought to say this and to say to you, Mr. Adeyini, we appreciate your speech. And please, time wasn't enough for you to share because you had a lot to share. Looking at your face, I knew that you had so much to say. But because of time, we just had to plead with you, say, please. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to be calling you back again to help us understand further concepts that can help us to be able to sell, convert our ideas, and be better off positioned regardless of where you are in the world. So I just wanted to say that, to say I appreciate you, sir. We love you. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yes, you're very welcome, kindly. So at this point, I'm going to yield the mic back to you, Tolulube. You're doing an amazing job. So everyone on this call, don't go anywhere. Let's support this event. Let's push this event. And yesterday, Adeza celebrated his birthday. It was amazing, So let me sing happy birthday once, like happy birthday to you. My voice is really somehow, but let's leave that for now. So let me yield the mic to you, Tolu. Please, Tolu, take away this mic and let's get this event started ASAP, please. And God bless you all. Yeah, back to you, sis.
Wow, you see, I told you I couldn't do the things adequately. Amazing. And with a song to boot. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Izu. Thank you for your contributions to this. And thank you for the points that you raised, very valid points, including the mention of the birthday of the celebrant. So happy birthday once again. But more importantly and more succinctly is the fact that these points that have been raised are so that we will make progress, are so that we will do better with our lives. These are people who have a lot of value to share and have shared it for free. Let's not take this for granted and let's not abuse it, and let's let this be a launching pad for us to make good progress. Okay, so we're moving on to the next aspect of this meeting. Now we're going to have a panel discussion. It promises to be rich. You can imagine what happened, how much information was packed in the keynote address. We're going to have nuggets, bits of information that are going to be put together by a panel of very brilliant minds. To moderate this panel is a fantastic woman. She is a multifaceted, high-flying professional with over a decade of professional experience in policy development, research, project management, monitoring and evaluation, and financial management, with extensive experience spanning across private, not-for-profit, and public sectors. That's rich, that's a lot. Yes. I'm calling upon Odinakachi Mwachukwu, who is going to moderate us through this panel discussion. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
Good
welcome.
evening, Tolu. Thank you so much for moderating the event this far. I've been totally enjoying what you're doing. And thank you also to our keynote speaker. I took away so much nuggets from your presentation. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so now we've come to the panel presentation aspect. And we have today brilliant minds, highly experienced people, and people that have gone through the thick and thin of life that will really help us understand this subject matter better. Like everyone has said, including Toastmaster Izu, and I like what Mr. Soji said, Olu Soji said, right? There are a lot of measures of wealth right now, but one of the most important measures of wealth is how you're able to convert your time to money. And that's really what all of us here are all about. I know a lot of us every year, we set goals. Oh, I want to double my income. I want to have multiple streams of income. And we get engaged in so many activities, but how can we be a bit more strategic to harmonize our energy into something that really adds up to the bottom line, which is making us better off financially, amongst other forms of wealth, right? And today we are talking about adversity quotient. How would we, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, as business partners, aspiring entrepreneurs, how can we build our adversity quotient? I mean, I can't emphasize more what our keynote speaker has already explained, which already lays the background for adversity quotient, which has to do with building our mindset, building our resilience, maintaining that positive outlook all through life, regardless of the challenges we face, and turning those challenges into opportunities. To help us make sense of today's theme and the topic of today's meeting, I have, like I mentioned, really experienced people that would join me, starting with someone that I admire and respect so much. She's a seasoned banker with a rich background in private sector-driven economy. She's the immediate past division director of Division E Toastmasters International. I also know that she's a coach and she's passionate about mentoring young women and youths. She's passionate about helping them to find their voice and to find expression in what they do. Join me tonight, please. I want to feel your energy in the room. Please join me to welcome join me to welcome Mrs. Stella George. A round of applause, please. You're welcome, ma'am. And also,
thank you.
on this panel, thank you, ma'am, is another person that I deeply respect. He's an award-winning public health specialist, a researcher, and a public speaker. He's on a mission to inspire individuals to peak performance and personal effectiveness. I love that. He's the co-founder of Pacesetter Leadership Network and the author of a book titled Peak Performance Capsules. I think we all need these capsules to convert adversity quotient into something really remarkable. All right, join me to welcome to the lectern, Gbenga Ashaolu, Dr. Gbenga Ashaolu. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thank you.
All right. And last but not the least is a virtual engineer working in a construction company in Nashville, USA. He has a master's in project management engineering and cybersecurity. He is the founder of GRAB Foundation, a not-for-profit organization that seeks to build mental resilience of youth in sports. Join me tonight to welcome to the panel, Mohammed Mubarak. A round of applause, please. Mr. Mubarak, are you in the room? Mr. Mubarak. Can someone confirm if he's in the room and can't hear me? Anyways, I guess we can move on, but as soon as I get a wind that he's in the room, I will bring him on board to join the panel discussion. All right. I hear you, Samuel Uyere, saying that there are a lot of Abdul Karim, Abdul Hakim in the room. Could you please rename your handle, because this is very important. This is going to be an interactive session. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to get questions from you in real time, and would throw it to our panelists as they come. So it's important that you are properly identified. I can't keep saying a certain Abdul Hakim. I can see up to 10 Abdul Hakims. Or is there any challenge in changing the handle? Let's know if there's a challenge. To change your handle, you see where participants are, right? You can see the icon that has heads. Click on that icon, and then you will see participants. Find yourself, you will see 3 dots there. Click on rename. And once you click on that rename, it gives you the opportunity to edit. So please, let's comply and do that in about a minute. All right, thank you very much. I guess we are delving right into the panel discussion now. Starting with you, Madam Stella. I follow you closely, and I read up your profile, and it's very inspiring what you do with women and youth. Like I always say, the society is not always favorable to this group of people, more so in Nigeria. Youths would lament and say, oh, we are being excluded. Even though they told us we are the leaders of tomorrow, it appears tomorrow isn't just gonna come. And then women also scream marginalization, that there are so many stereotypes working against them in the business world, in the workplace. Do you think this is perceived or real? What really informed your passion to help women and youth to find their voice?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear, ma'am.
All right, thank you for that question. So I like the question, what really inspired me or what motivated me to take on that course of inspiring the youth and the women to live their dream. And it goes to the thoughts that you just raised about women always thinking that they are vulnerable, the youth thinking that nobody is there to help them. The truth of the matter is that is actually the narrative I am trying to change. I am trying to change that mindset to help the women to overcome the self-limiting belief. Nobody is stopping anybody. That's the truth. Yes, that self-limiting belief is what I am here to crush, to let the women know that as long as you have the skill, you have the talent, you have the knowledge, you have the experience, the sky is very wide. It's open. The opportunities are there, and everybody can aspire to reach their full potential. That is my goal, to change that narrative of saying that we are vulnerable, we can't do this, we are marginalized. I say, Yes, it's in the mind, really, because some time ago, they will say women cannot lead organizations, right? You've heard it. But women have gone ahead to lead, and they've led well. So I am trying to change the narrative of self-limiting belief, that imposter syndrome, that thing that keeps you always making excuses, always blaming others. No, I am saying let's come out of that thinking. You can do it. You have a dream. Live your dream. Thank
You
you.
have a dream, live your dream, regardless of who you are, where you are, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're a youth. Overcome those self-limiting beliefs. Have a dream and live your dream. Thank you very much for that, Madam Stella, for that wonderful way you set the tone for today's discussion. And to our audience, I'd like to hear from you. If you have any question, please do put it in the chat box. Do put it in the chat box, please. Mr. Soja, I hope you don't mind me calling you at some point and bringing you into this discussion. In the absence of awesome. Thank you very much. All right, now I come to you, Mr. Winger. You have this network of entrepreneurs that I'm talking about, Pacesetter Leadership Network now. It's a network of entrepreneurs, of coaches, of professionals, and a couple of other people that have a winning mindset. They want to win, and they want to be wise, and they want to make wealth. I was particularly drawn to the entrepreneurs, which means that that network has people that have experienced the adversity in our socio-economic and political climates in going about their businesses. And research has it that in the first 3 years, most businesses in Nigeria, 80% actually don't make it. But in your interaction with these entrepreneurs, what would you say is one of those biggest reasons why businesses fail, or entrepreneurs don't have that adversity quotient to persevere through all of the challenges that the environment throws at them? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Trying to share my experience of how entrepreneurs have been able to overcome adversity in the course of whatever they do. So let me tell you about Pacesetter's Leadership Network and how we started, so that I can relate that to the question that you have asked. I was privileged to attend a training somewhere in Lagos. That time I used to stay in Ibadan. And I paid quite an amount of money for that training. And I think I was able to do that because I was gainfully employed and I could afford to do that kind of training. I could host myself and I could pay for that training. And I felt that the world will remember you for two things: the problem you solved and the problem that you create. I thought to myself, I haven't gained this knowledge. If I apply it to my life, I know I will get results. How about me applying it and teaching it to people who do not have the kind of opportunity that I have, but still able to get the kind of results that we expect to get? So, and that was why I sat down together with some other like-minded guys, and we started Pacesetter Leadership Network, because I've always been a Toastmaster for a while. So I used the Toastmaster methodology, but we focused more on entrepreneurship because we had a lot of graduates that time that were not getting placements. And one thing that actually changed the game for us was we had people that had knowledge about entrepreneurship around us. So for example, I'm happy to say today, I know 3 of the members that are actually CEOs of thriving organizations One of the organization is Grantmasters. In fact, they teach people and they help organizations to write grants. One of the organization is SHIP, SHIP. They are into logistics. They have to, I think they are the next generation of FedEx and DHL. So these guys started from being students. They had access to knowledge from people that knew what to do. So what we did was to connect them with people that had knowledge. Majority of the things that we've seen that affect businesses is, they would think it's capital. It's not capital actually. It's majorly knowledge, lack of knowledge, and adequate mentorship. But our platform was able to bridge that gap. For example, in Ibadan, I'm not sure if you've heard about HelpMom. HelpMom in about 4 years ago attracted $250,000 US dollars from Google to fund what they do in their social impact space. I am happy to tell you that one of those people that were mentored by HelpMom through the Paysetter platform has also attracted grants of more than $250,000 US dollars to their organization. So, and also, apart from that, we had people that were not fully entrepreneurs. They were students who wanted to have higher education in very good places, but they don't have access to kind of resources. We help them to be able to access scholarship. So we upskill them to be able to attract foreign scholarship and foreign investments. So to put it in a very summarized manner, lack of adequate knowledge and support system is one of the things that kill entrepreneurs and businesses at a very early stage. And if you want to get out of that, what you need to do is to build your knowledge base. Have access to good resources. You don't need to buy them most of the time. You just need to know the person who knows the right thing. Somebody said something. He said 2 hours conversation with the right person might be meaningful than 2 years of study. Somebody that has made a mistake, I've learned from that mistake. If the person shares the experience with you, you will avoid that mistake in your business, in your life, and in your career. And then all the successes that person have recorded, you are able to replicate the resources, because success always leaves clues.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Moderator. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Binga, for that beautiful insight you just provided. To sum it up, lack of adequate knowledge and support system is the reason why a lot of businesses fail in Nigeria. Before Mubarak joins us, I want to ask you, Mr. Soji, are you with us, sir?
Yeah, I'm very much here. Thank you.
All right, you did say something during your keynote speech that I found very useful. You said, well, you've stayed in Nigeria, you also globalized, you're not here, and you said something, both people that have moved to Japa land, they were seeking greener pastures. Perhaps they felt that the climate here is harsh and is not going to nurture their dreams, and they've left. And perhaps they're also finding challenges there. Is it perceived or is it real when people say that Nigeria kills dreams? Is it perceived? Is it real? Would someone that is wondering, is staying here, am I making the right choice by still being in Nigeria, or do I just jump on this bandwagon and leave? What would be your advice in terms of that mindset of Nigeria is a killer of dreams?
Thank you very much. I think that those who think that Nigeria killed dreams are looking at it from only one dimension of not having the opportunities that people in other parts of the world has. But the game changer in the last couple of years is technology. The game changer is the open space where ideas and thoughts can be shared irrespective of the location that you have. The game changer is jobs that you can have based on the skills that you possess, irrespective of your location. The highest job in the tech world now is going almost 60-70% in favor of the Asians than Africans. Why is that happening? The Asians in the last 10 years have, maybe even close to 20 years, have invested specifically in building infrastructure that help to ensure that irrespective of where their citizens are, they can be global citizens by connecting to opportunities across the world. So someone is sitting in Bangalore, someone is sitting in Delhi, someone is sitting anywhere in Asia, and they're working for companies in the US. They're earning in US dollars while enjoying the local cultural environment where they are. Now, flip that to the Nigeria situation. We want to japa to those lands and then do things, in the exact opposite. What that means is that you have a learning curve that is much more steeper. And by the time you get into that space and you begin to connect with what makes things work there, your success rate is so much lower than someone who could actually build and connect from wherever they are. You can imagine with the current exchange rate, even if you earn $1,000, per assignment or work or anything, you're a millionaire as far as Nigeria is concerned, using the current exchange rate. So I don't see Nigeria as a dream killer in that context. I see it as a dream builder for those who could dream and go to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Soji. Thank you very much for that. Leverage network, leverage globalization to achieve your dreams. Regardless of where you are, you can still live your dream. Nigeria is a geographical space. The world is a global village. Now there's so much connectedness. Take advantage. I'm coming back to you, Madam Stella. Are you ready for me? So, are you still with us, Madam Stella?
I am here.
Awesome. All right, I really want to get your perspective on this. And I like what you said about women, let go of that self-limiting mindset. The only limit is the one that you have in mind.
Your mind.
Really, a lot of women, a lot of youth, they still hold on to that. What would be your advice to them? How can they let go of that mindset and start cultivating the adversity quotient, start building their resilience, start building their adaptability to really find expression and compete, not just locally, but globally?
Yes, thank you very much. And the situation we are in now has even made it worse. If you want to take that as an excuse, right? The adversity that is happening, talk about the exchange rate, the harsh economic realities, everything seems to be working against the average Nigerian youth, in quotes. But who are the people that will overcome these challenges? Because the truth of the matter is that what doesn't kill you makes you strong. So the question is, one, you need to remember your goal. What is it that you want to do? What is that dream that you have been pursuing? Because the truth is that life will continue to happen. That's the truth. So long as we're in this world, life will continue to happen. Things that you do not plan for, emergencies, they can come up, right? Some people could just be that their love life has suffered a setback. It could be as simple as that. And they just threw in the towel. They tell you that everything about them has finished. They can't move on. So my advice this evening is that please remember why you started. Remember why you started and pick up from where you are so that you can finish what you have started. You need to stay focused. And if I may add, this is the time, on a lighter note, instead of being hard on others, please be hard on your own self now. By what? By doing what? By becoming disciplined towards your goals. You have to be, this is the time to be disciplined towards your goal. What are those things that you have set to do? The adversities will come, the challenges will come, the setbacks, they will always come. There's nobody, be it Dangote or Tedola, that will tell you that everything was just smooth. There were times where they had it rough. So those times will come. Nothing, please, let's bear that at the back of our mind. Nothing lasts forever. No pain will last forever. No adversity will last forever. Please remember that these too shall pass. So within that time where you are passing through that challenge, hold on to your dream. Do not give up, because this too shall pass. And you will remember, you will look back and you will see that you survived that thing that did not kill you, right? It is those that are able to weather the storm that will stay back to look back and enjoy the things that are ahead. But those that gave up, there's this saying in local parlance, they say, who give up, na him lose. Oh. Now the man will give up, na him lose. If you look back, please, where you're coming from is not where you are today. That should be an encouragement to you. Where you are coming from, all of us in this room, if you cast your mind back 10 years ago, where you are today, it's not where you were coming from. And where you're going is still finer, brighter, better, bigger than where you are today. That should be your motivation. What is in front is still big. You have not even tapped into your potential. You have not explored all that you have. You have not given of yourself. You have so much that God has deposited inside of you. The world is waiting for you to unleash. And you can't give up at this moment. You cannot even afford to give up at this moment. There is a lot that is on your shoulders. There are a lot of people that are waiting for you. They want to hear what you have to speak, to say. The world is waiting for you. So please, no matter the challenges, know that all of us, we are in this together. We are all going through it. If that Mr. A tell you his own, you will shout. Oh. But we are all trying to overcome those challenges and see how we can turn them into gold. And I like to say to you that please, each individual is unique. God is awesome. He has made all of us unique. There is something about you that is unique to you that the world needs to see. And if you give up, they won't see it.
Thank you so much, Madam Stella, for those nuggets. He who gives up is the biggest loser. I hear you. This is the time to set goals. This is time to stay focused and go hard. Go hard on yourself. Self-love, time for self-love is coming, you know. But now, this is the time to stay disciplined. Thank you very much for that. I'm coming to you, Winger, Dr. Winger. I like what Madam Stella said. The world is waiting for what you have to say. And for entrepreneurs, the world is waiting for what you have to sell. So this is a new administration. Things are going into transition. Some people have practically put a lot of things on hold, their resources, their plans. Let us see where things are going. Let's see where the government's policies, let's see how things are coming along. Let's see the pronouncements. Let's see a lot of calculation, a lot of projection, a lot of calculation and strategic planning is going on. What would you say to that entrepreneur or to someone who is making that projection and it appears that the different moving parts of the economy is just confusing you the more, even as you make your projection? What would you say to someone that is at that point of making a big decision? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Moderator. Well, I was wondering what you wanted me to say again when Madam IPDD has already said everything. So, but let me so let me come this way in this manner and in this approach. So I read a book some time ago. The title of the book is "Attitude is Everything," and you know they were able to mathematically explain to me that if you replace every alphabet with a letter or something, making A to be 1 and then Z to be 26, by the time you add up every letter in attitude, ATTITUDE, everything will sum up to 100%.
All right.
I have two friends, very close friend of mine, who have already made billions of naira between May 29 till date. They made from stock exchange. They knew that the government was going to exchange, you know, that was going to be transition and everything, and invest massively in stock. And they've already made billions that we will spend for the rest of this administration, maybe for the next 4 years or for the next 8 years, whichever the duration it is. So, but it's actually attitude. And then I read a book by John Maxwell. The title of that book was, I think, The Winning Mindset or something. And a story is told about a small retail store person. That person was doing well with his business. He was selling, and then someone saw that there was market in that particular mall. And the person having more resources than him went upstairs, bought the entire shops upstairs, and then started selling the same thing that man was selling in just one small shop downstairs. So let's say the worth of the man downstairs is about 1,000 US dollars. That man created a shop that was about 100,000 US dollars. And you know, so people jettisoned the man that had the smaller shop and decided going up to buy from that bigger shop because of the customer experience, because of the ambience, because there's AC, because there's glass, they will see themselves in the mirror. And this man wanted, you know, from everybody's advice, just pack up your shop. There's no point being in the business. Somebody bigger than you is already in the business. You just need to look for another location. And this guy thought it through. And the next day, he went to go and do a very big board. And then recreated the name of that bigger shop. And then said, this is the main entrance to that bigger shop. So before anybody goes to that bigger shop upstairs, they would need to first come to his own shop. Is whatever they don't find in his shop that they will now go up to go and buy, just because of a change in attitude. This man was able to sell up everything, and then he also became bigger and became one of the major competitors of that bigger shop up there. So attitude is very important. You need to have a can-do spirit. You need to have a never give up attitude. You need to have a positive mental attitude. And then I saw a very wonderful quote before I came up about, I mentioned it subtly, that we need to actually learn. So, and that's what I'm going to use to end my response. This quote said, smart people. So I would say smart entrepreneurs, they learn from everything and everyone. Average entrepreneurs, they learn from their own experience. While stupid entrepreneurs already have all the answers. They don't want to learn from another person. So if you want to be smart and survive, you need to learn from everything, from everyone, understudy every pattern, and apply all that you can with a winning mindset. Is obvious and is a principle. Once you have a winning mindset, you are going to win. You are going to succeed. You are going to excel. You don't have any choice. There are two things that can happen. Either you succeed or you excel when you have a winner's mindset. Thank you, Madam Moderator.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Winga. I hear that Mr. Mubarak is back. Can you hear me, Mr. Mubarak?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mr.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. All right, so You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So Mr. Winger has touched a bit on what I wanted to ask you. You're the co-founder of Grab Foundation, and you get to teach a lot of young talents how to build their resilience and adversity quotient through sports. And you also help people that want to take advantage of globalization to expand their skills, to expand their offerings, and to monetize their skills through virtual work. So I want to get more perspective on that you do, and maybe share some opportunities with us regarding what you do. But more importantly, I want you to harp on the rule of learning, because sometimes for you to take advantage of opportunities, you really need to acquire new skills to be able to be competitive, to be able to stand out, and to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. So what's the role of learning in converting or expanding your adversity quotient, and how what kind of opportunities do you in your capacity offer through Grab Foundation? Over to you, Mbara.
Man, thank you. I normally just go by Mo. Everybody calls me Mo, but kind of like a quick background on who I am. I left Nigeria when I was about 18, came over here, played basketball for a while. The plan was to go to the NBA. That didn't work out, but while I was in college, I took the opportunity to take a lot of classes, and I ended up having 2 associate degrees, my bachelor degree. I'm an engineer by profession. I'm a virtual design engineer, and I have 2 masters. I have masters in cybersecurity and a master's in engineering project management. And so the reason I say all of this, Grad Foundation is something that I did out of passion, right? So when you think about the money maker, how I pay the bills, how I'm able to take care of my parents and do what I want to do, that, Grad Foundation came under later. And I want to bring our attention towards me going to college and playing basketball and getting 5 degrees. And mind you, I got 5 degrees in 4 years. Now, I know that is not possible in Nigeria with, all the strikes and stuff. So, but, where I'm really going with it is just the ability to seek opportunities. I'm telling you, once you understand, and this is from my own experience, once you know how to see opportunity, you can't unsee it. And once you have that skill, to me, if somebody asks me, what is the number 1 skill today that you think if you have this skill, you can succeed in anything? I tell you, it's your ability to seek out opportunities. When you see opportunities, to know that this is an opportunity. For example, something as simple as an iPhone, right? Say people are selling iPhones, and you see, and everybody wants the latest iPhone 14 Pro Max. No, screen is good, everything is good, there's no crack or whatever. That's what everybody wants. Is there an opportunity there? No, because everybody wants that. So, the price is going to be high. Let's say, just for math purposes, let's say that's $1,000, right? And then you see an iPhone 12 Pro Max that nobody wants because the screen is cracked, all of that. I bet you can get the iPhone 12 Pro Max for probably $100. And everybody's like, nah, I don't want that. Well, there you go. That is the opportunity that people don't see. That iPhone 12 Pro Max might not be wanted, but that's where the opportunity lies. I don't know if you get the kind of like the example that I'm trying to make here. And so once you know how to see opportunities, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in business, you can excel. And I won't lie to you, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. US is a land of opportunities, but I promise you, in America, this great land of opportunity. You have homeless people that have nothing. I'm talking about can't afford nothing. I have friends here in America that don't talk to me no more because they ask for $200. And I'm like, dude, like, it's not even that important. Like, it's crazy. This same America that everybody's like, oh man, once I get here, everything's going to be great. We still have people here that are struggling. If you have any friends overseas, ask them. They'll tell you it's not as easy. But I promise you, the reason is they don't know how to seek out opportunities. So Grad Foundation, I had started, it's a nonprofit. I started it because, God has blessed me and I wanted to find a way to give back. So what I do is there's a lot of orphanages. So I'm from the North, and, we have a lot of these almajiris, as it's called. And, so what we try to do is we build an orphanage. We try to take some of these kids out of the street. Right now, we have about 210 under our care, and we provide feeding for them. And that's kind of like what the nonprofit does. But what I'd like to share with you guys today is Verify Assistant app. So me and Hakeem is my brother. We've been working together for a while now, and trying to start a platform. And it's a platform where you could be in Nigeria and your services will be used here in America. You make money in dollars. Somebody was saying, sorry, I kept jumping in and out of this meeting, but somebody was saying it that, people don't understand the opportunity in Nigeria. Literally, if I had the way to do it, I would find a way to earn in America and come live in Nigeria. That's 10 times whatever you make. In Nigeria, you pay your rent. I don't care how much your rent is. It might be $1 million, it might be $700K, it might be $2 million, but $2 million naira, but you pay that once a year. In America, you pay that amount every month. So it's crazy, but yeah, you can make a lot here, but if you live here, the chances of, you end up spending it just as much. So I think the hack is for you to be in Nigeria and find ways to earn outside of your currency. Naira sucks, take advantage of that opportunity. There is opportunity in it, I promise you. So today, everybody's like, oh, fuel is going up. Do you think there are people they're not making money from that? Everything that you see going around you is opportunity. The only thing you can do is know how to seek it out and take advantage of it. So with Verify Assist, what we are working on is there are some skills that I feel like Nigerians excel at it. I have other platforms. I started another company called Homework Guru, and it's a platform where we have college students all over Nigeria. We have some students in Unilag. We have students in ABU, Zaire, just all over. And they work on this platform, and they have college students over here. They offer online tutoring, and they make good money. Some of them make about $50K a week, sometimes 100,000 a week. It might not be the best, but they use it to support themselves. So with Verify Assist, what we're doing is we're looking for skills like website design. It's a lot of people in America that want to start their business, that have plans, that are entrepreneurs, but they don't want to do the groundwork. They have a business plan, but they don't want to build the website. They don't want to set up the email. They don't want to, build the content. They don't want to run the Instagram page. They don't want to do all of that. And all you really need, you don't even have to be smart. All you just really need is to know how to speak English and be able to communicate. Once you know how to do that, what our company does is you come in, we connect you with a client, you would say, and this entrepreneur, you would basically have you become like his virtual assistant, right? And as a virtual assistant, whatever he needs done, you can come in and help him do it. He can text you, hey, I just got this new, I just got this new product that's out. Let's put it on the website, put 20% discount on it. He doesn't want to do it. It's easy for you. You just go on your laptop, 3 clicks of a button, you got it done, and you are earning money. He might be, and the reason we think it's an opportunity is because here in America, if somebody was to do that for you, they would charge you thousands of dollars just to do that, because nobody wants to do anything. But if you are in Nigeria and say somebody does that for you, even if he pays you $400 or $500 a month, convert that in Naira. What does that do for you? That's a lot of money. If you have 5-6 people that you're doing that for, you in Nigeria, you are killing it. You are killing it because you're making that amount of money and you do not have the expense that we over here have. So I think there's a great opportunity behind what we're trying to do. We are putting the groundwork together. Right now we have about 3 clients that are trying to come in. They're trying to take advantage of what we have. So that's what I'm working with Hakeem on. It's still on the ground up. So it's not, anybody that wants to learn more about it and maybe stay in touch with us for when we go, when we set off and they want to be part of it, you can get my contact through Hakeem, and we can always work something out. But I think what I want to share, and sorry I kept running in and out, but I heard a lot of good stuff's being said, but I just want to strike opportunity, man. If you know how to seek opportunity, every time you see a problem, I promise you, it's literally like how God works. Every time there's a problem, it's creating an opportunity. That's just how life is. So for every problem, there is an opportunity behind it. I promise you. If anybody on here can tell me a problem that doesn't create an opportunity, I'll give them $1,000 right now. That's how sure I am of what I'm saying. So again, sorry that I went too long, but I'm gonna cut it short. But again, I appreciate you guys letting me, speak. I heard a lot of people say great things, man. I love it, man. Y'all are amazing. Nigerians are the smartest people on earth. I don't just say it because I'm Nigerian. We really are, man. We really are, and so I'm a lot of smart people on here, man, and I'm feeling y'all, man. So y'all keep it going. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mo, and thanks for sharing that opportunity that Grab Foundation does It's so heartwarming to know that we can reach you through our monetization coach, Abdul Karim. So please, if you want to get to Mo, do reach him through Abdul Karim. I would have taken the closing statement from our panelists, but I think everything that needs to be said has been said. I'd like to summarize by saying that for us to convert, to increase our adversity quotient, and for us to convert our skills to gold, we need to take steps, concrete steps to even know what our skills are. First of all, pay attention to details, look at the big picture, like Mubarak talked about. If you can spot opportunities, a lot of us pass opportunities every time. Keep your eyes on the big picture, spot opportunities, but don't just be good at spotting opportunities. Convert those opportunities to money, explore them, and leverage on partnerships. Is not everything that you can do on your own. You can see people, you can be an executor. There's someone else that is a thinker. Someone can help you refine your idea, leverage on partnerships, and keep learning. Stay open to feedback. If you're not doing something right, like Toastmaster Wenger mentioned, just 2 minutes of conversation can broaden your mind and illuminate you. Stay open to constructive feedback. Stay open to learning. And like Madam Stella said, the world is waiting for what you have to offer. The world is waiting for what you have to say. The world is waiting for what you have to sell. On that note, I'd like to thank everybody. I can see questions in the chat box. I think all of our panelists have done justice to the topic at hand. I'd like to thank all of you for listening. And I'd like to also thank the organizer of this event, Coach Abdul Karim, for this opportunity. I would now yield back the mic to the facilitator in the person of Cholulope Ekwe. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I think you're spotlighted, but it's fine. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been so, so rich. Thank you for just opening up our minds and just waking up hope again. How many people feel alive, feel like whatever sadness you were feeling about the economy and the way things have been changing has somehow just shifted? How many people feel like that? Like you now have an action plan, like you know what to do, you know your next steps. If you feel like that, give me a 2 in the chat box. I think we had ones before. Yes, yes, I know. Awesome, yes. A lot of people feel like that. I do too. It's been amazing. I thought we'll have a question and answer session. That was the plan. But it's not looking like anybody has so many questions. I'm sure we just have a lot to think about, a lot to rummage on. But if anybody has, maybe if there are 1 or 2 people that have a pressing question, something that just has to be answered tonight, could you please just indicate with a 3 in the chat box so you'd be unmuted? Yeah, I see your 2s, plenty 2s. People have been inspired. Okay, there's a question. Okay. 1 question, anybody else with a 3? Okay, all right, so let's have the question from Izu Samuel, and then we would probably wrap this up. Izu, are you able to unmute?
Yeah, thank you so much. Tulu. Thank you. I've just been busy here, taking lots of notes. Yeah. Although I got really concerned when one of the speakers spoke about the concept of the view with which Nigeria is defined, and I think there were some personal reservations about those initiations and concepts about Nigeria from my own end. But I have a question for Stella George DTM, if she's still on the call. And I would also have another question for Wenger, if he's still on the call. So my question to Stella George DTM is, I heard you very clearly, your passion to speak to ladies, your passion to solve the problem of imposter syndrome with many ladies. And this has been something that most ladies, especially in Africa, Europe, have always experienced in times to past. Would you please help us understand? Because, you know, I see this program to be solution oriented, you know. So can you help me understand what is the theory with which you work? What is the theory of your problem proposition? I really would like to understand that in case I have a group of ladies, what is your theory for problem proposition? I'm not sure if my question is clear, but I'm happy to explain. Thank you, ma'am.
Please explain. Problem
Right.
proposition. I'm trying to understand the.
Oh,
You mean
okay.
the way I solve the problem, or?
Yeah, the way you provide these solutions to
Okay,
ladies.
okay.
Yeah,
The way I provide the solution.
your
Yes,
house.
you have.
And if
Okay.
you can also try
Fantastic.
to, add the eyes on the cake by telling us just within a short while, I want to know why and your how. Why and your
Okay.
how. Yes, please.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me start with the why. I think I've said it before. I have a book coming up. I will tell more. It has to do with my purpose in life, my passion, and my growing up. I realized early in life, while I was still very young, that I was that child that will want to live up to my full potential. And so I gathered my classmates to have let's have a group discussion, let's sing, let's read together, because we need to pass, we need to do well. I don't believe in, oh, you are a girl, you are a boy, this one is doing better than me. No, we can all do well together. So I've always had that growing up as a young child, even in primary school, secondary school, and that has led me up to this stage. Now I have an NGO, BIBS, BIBS, Be Inspired by Stella. And our mantra is live your dream. Live your dream. And there we focus on training, capacity development, women empowerment, women and youth empowerment. And so that is what we do by partnering with organizations that are women and youth friendly. So we bring in facilitators, people that are thought leaders, especially in the areas of women empowerment and youth, entrepreneurship. Of course, the program is not every time because I have my 9-to-5 work, but it's something I do once in a while to bring in the women. Now, in the program, we also give 50% opportunity to women that are living with disabilities, because we're saying that if able-bodied women are still having this self-limiting belief, as doubting themselves, their ability to do well, how about those women that are also living with disability? So it is to say that your dreams are valid. Please, we're trying to tell everybody, it doesn't matter your gender, your tribe, your religion, your dream is valid. So don't tell yourself that I'm a woman, I'm the weaker person, I'm vulnerable, I don't have the opportunity. We are saying that if we are able to skill up, if we're able to help them to skill up. So we do trainings for them, mental modeling, mindset shift, just soft skills. Then again, we now do training on empowerment, the technical skills. So we bring people that will train them on how to do some stuff that they can go into and start selling. right? And we're trying to also see how we can begin to bring in some also tech skills for women as well in the future. So the idea is that if you have a skill, is when you don't have a skill, that is when you can now begin to become vulnerable. You don't have what to take care of yourself. But we're saying that if you have something to do, if you are skilled enough, if you have upskilled, you should be able to stand on your own. And that way you can overcome whatever mental blockage, mental challenges, that thing that limits you, that makes you think that you're more inferior, you're less of a person, is because you don't have anything that is putting food on your table in terms of your skills. So when we work on the physical aspect, we also work on the mindset. There's going to be a total mindset shift. Remove your mind from, I am a vulnerable person, I am the less of the society because I'm a woman. No, we're saying that is not it. You are a human being. You have the capacity, you have the capability, you can do anything, you can aspire to be anything that you want to be. And that is the training we do. We do training. I think I've answered the question.
Yes. Can you hear me, ma'am? That was brilliantly answered. Thank you very much, ma'am. I literally wanted to, have an understanding of your concept, and that is very lucid. Yeah, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So thank you so much, Stella Judge, DTM. I appreciate your response. That was really great. So my final question goes to Wenger. Please, I heard very extensively your PaySetter platform. In just clear terms and with data, can you help me understand what problem have you solved in the past couple of 2 years, like 2 years ago? What problem have you been able to solve? And if you are available for partnership, what is the concept of your partnership as we address the issues of building a nexus between the challenges of our nation and the viability of the capacity of talent that we have here in Nigeria? Over to you, Wenger. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Izu Samuel, for that wonderful question. So the problem that PaySetter's leadership network solves is actually employability problem by keeping young African leaders with soft skills, ability to communicate, to develop analytical thinking, ability to start and run business efficiently. So we expose them to a lot of mentorship. We expose members of the team to a lot of coaching. We organize a lot of activities to ensure that the right skills are developed by our members. Our fiscal member is about 200 in capacity, and virtually we have a platform that we have more than 8,000 persons there, where people share a lot of information. So I think having 200 fiscal persons being a part of a community where they've all grown from being unemployed people to either employers of labor or top professionals. I have a lot of stories that I've said about the program. We have a lot of our members have gone abroad. Even before the Gap syndrome started, they went on scholarship because of the kind of capacity development that they've received from PaySetters. They've been able to immigrate outside of the country to start a new life for themselves, study in Ivy League universities, and then being able to also pay forward by mentoring others that are younger than them or that are below them. So we are 200 there. We are growing, so we are open to collaboration, whichever area that you want to help members to equip themselves to be employable. I think we are open to that. Yeah, that would be the succinct response I would give to your question. Thank you for that wonderful question. I look forward to the collaboration that might come from you or from any other member of this platform. Madam Moderator, thank you. I hope I've been able to respond.
I was
all right. Okay.
I was thrown out. I just came back.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I observed that Madam Stella George Dittian was thrown out at some point.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
yes, but before I summarize my question, which will be taken back to the TM Stella George, I was going to ask you, Wenger, please. I heard what you said very clearly about that, but then I was hoping to ask you, with this number of people you have around you, what is the direction that you're going to, like, what is the direction concerning your ability to be able to, in real essence, export and monetize the expertise of these individuals? Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And then I think this would also help to build a clarity in terms of how one or an organization can come into partnership with you in line with what you're doing. So please, I hope I'm not confusing you, but these questions are just peculiar questions to me. And I'm very intentional about these questions because of some specific reasons. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have further conversation beyond this platform. But I think one thing I needed to also add was that platform is registered as a not-for-profit. So both, for example, one of the members of the club who joined us as a student, who has received a lot of capacity, recently, I think it was 1 year ago, moved into the UK, and presently, I think he's supporting one or two other members in the club to be able to harness that kind of opportunity that he has also harnessed. Right from Nigeria, he got the job from Nigeria and he immigrated over there. So we have another program, for example, we organize a specific program, for example, we organize seminars to equip members to be able to apply for some grants. For example, the Tony Elumelu Foundation grant, every time it opens, we organize a seminar and a mentorship program to ensure that our members are taken through the rudiments of applying for this. If I'm not mistaken, I think I know 3 members that have attracted that grant for their businesses since we started that program. So we have other programs that we run. So I think one of the ways you can come is to support some of our other programs to facilitate. We have members that want to be full-time coaches and public speaking trainers, and I think you can be part of that. Or if you require further clarity and explanation of this question you've asked, I think I'm available. You have my contact. We can talk more about that, and then we can see if there's a way we can partner to ensure that this goal, but it's for not-for-profit, but people are getting capacity built and they are being able to globalize their skills and their talents beyond the
All right. Thank you so much.
Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate it. Please, Tolu, just final one to Stella George DTM. Somebody was asking because most people, when you say the word or the phrase imposter syndrome, most persons don't really understand what imposter syndrome is all about. And this is one thing that we have to be careful about, so that when words and phrases are said, people will not just hear ordinary words, but they can be able to understand the language and the sound of every given word and phrase to work with it. So if Stella George DTM is on the call, if she can help us to further, within a short time, understand the concept of imposter syndrome, that would be great. And at this point, I will yield my mic forever. God bless you all.
All right, so maybe I'll just do 30 seconds because I see that time is fast spent. We'll have another time to talk about it. So imposter syndrome is actually, that is more or less like the self-limiting or self-doubting belief that I talked about. When you have a capacity to do something, but you continue to doubt yourself, you look at yourself, you look at your ability, and you feel that this is not you. This is an imposter. This is another person. It's not you. That is the imposter syndrome. So you always belittle your own self, your own capability, your own ability. you feel that this is you are not capable of doing what you're doing. So you continuously, you personally are the one now sabotaging your skill, your talent, your gift, and that becomes an imposter syndrome. Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for that amazing response. And thank you for the back and forth, really. The questions, the answers, everything was brilliant. And we got even more information. So thank you so much, Mr. Izu and our IPDM. Yes, I know that imposter syndrome is a big deal and a lot of people suffer that. Okay, but I would like to ask one question, one final question, I think, except if there's something major in the chat. I don't think so. While I'm asking this question, could we all just click on you would see a blue, a link, blue highlighted link in the chats. Please just click on that. That's our evaluation form, okay? Feedback is the food of champions. We say that as Toastmasters, okay, and I believe it is very important for anything, any venture. It's good to have good feedback so that you can do better the next time. Okay, so please do us the honor of clicking.
Please share it again. Share it again.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm sharing it once more. Okay, so please just click on that and give your evaluation. I see Dong Esit has done that already. Brilliant. Thank you so much. So let's all do that. Okay, Adeze has done that as well. Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, so my question is to Mo, and I hope he's still on the call. Now, Mo, are you on the call? I hope he is.
I think he's out. He's out.
Oh, okay. All right then. In that case, I will not ask my question. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for this brilliant discourse this evening. We've learned so much. We have so many action points, and we have a number of amazing resource people. Okay, so if you are looking to convert your skills to gold, if you're like me and you have plenty talents, plenty things that you can do, but you don't know how to convert it to money, our host is the go-to person. He knows how to help you to see how to convert that skill to gold. Because like he keeps saying, nobody pays for talent. They pay for service, okay? So you reach out to our host. Thank you, those of you who have responded to the evaluation. And then also, if you're you're a woman, you want to know how to overcome imposter syndrome, you want to know how to overcome any of those challenges, you've already heard one of our resource people here. So you have so many amazing resource people. You have the pace setter of pace setters. Okay, Dr. Benga, who is also here. You're able to reach out to all these amazing people and get support and get mentorship, because one of our speakers said, and I think it's very important, that the ability to seek out opportunities is the number one skill. It's the number one skill. So who's going to help you to be able to seek out opportunities in the midst of all of what appears to be chaos? Okay, so please reach out to all these people and get support and get help. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm going to hand over now for the closing remarks. I know that, you can imagine we're almost 2 hours down. And that's what happens when you're having fun, when you're learning, when you're getting inspired. The time just goes away so quickly, but we have to wrap this up. Okay, so I'm going to call upon our host, who is going to give the closing remarks so we can go to sleep and think and dream and meditate and plan and pray and move forward with all this amazing information that we've had. Mr. Abdul Karim Abdul Hakim, are you here? I keep swapping the names, sorry.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, Coach Tolulope. You've been amazing. I mean, your role as facilitator, it's like you don't need to stop. You just keep going. It's been beautiful. Thank you very much to our amazing keynote speaker, able panelists on call tonight and everybody that joined in. Thank you very much, Coach Izu, for your contribution and your beautiful messages and questions. There's really a lot to take home. For me, like I keep saying, it doesn't matter if you have a skill to monetize. It's about intentionality. Do you want to monetize a skill? Do you want to build a legacy from a skill? That's where the start point is. Your intentionality, not the fact that you're saying I have a skill or I don't have a skill. Everybody has a skill. And if you're not too comfortable with the one you have the innate ability to learn something. Your intentionality is the start point. There are a lot of resource persons on this call, and feel free to reach out to me. I will share that information. On Instagram, Nati Kareem, NATTYKAREEM. Facilitator, if you can help me put that on the chat box, please. Nati Kareem on Instagram, and we can take it up from there. So it's been amazing session with a lot of nuggets and take home. So all I would say is thank you very much. I received value, I got value, and I hope that you also did. This webinar, it's something we'll be holding on a monthly basis. We've done about 4 already, and the recording will be shared on our YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and take as much as you can from there. We're here to aid, we're here to grow. The alternate goal and aim is to help you build a legacy from that skill. So for people joining in, we have people joining in all the way from US. We have someone joining all the way from the UK. It's not really good night, so I would say good day and good night. Do have a wonderful night rest and day going forward. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night and bye.
Bye-bye, Madam IPDD.
IPDD.
Bye-bye, madam.